Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Starry Tarot. Hope you all are doing well today. My name is Sophie. For those of you who may be new here, if you are new here, welcome, and thank you so much for your subscription. If you are returning, welcome back. It is so good to see you. Hope you are all having a wonderful day wherever you are out there in the world. So the way that this channel works, if you are new and you are unfamiliar to the process, I am your friendly tarot reader. I can answer any of your questions that you may have, with the exception of medical and or legal questions. Those I can't go there. But other than that, I can answer any of your questions. I answer a lot of romance questions, a lot of questions pertaining to matters of the heart, excuse me, relationships and such. I also answer a lot of questions regarding career, financial situations, travel, spirituality, interpersonal relationships in general. They don't have to be romantic. Friends, family, coworkers. All sorts of questions can be asked. And today I am using the very special Hermetic Tarot deck. The Hermetic Tarot deck. I've had this for many moons. Now this is while it is still technically an RWS deck, it has the 78 cards, all 78 that we are all familiar with. It is the Hermetic deck. It was designed by the Secret Order of the Golden Dawn, I believe shortly after the original RWS deck was created. But I read them as traditional RWS decks. Some people don't. I read it just as traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. Sorry about my Marge Simpson voice there. Yeah, we got a cute little monochromatic theme going on here. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I can answer all sorts of questions. And my basic menu is pinned at the top of the chat, and will be posted throughout the chat itself, and is also posted in the information of the video. But for general questions that you have, I offer 3 basic types of readings. The first one is my mini reading that consists of 1 question, 5 cards, and that is a donation amount of $7.77 if you donate using Venmo, Cashapp, or PayPal. If you need to use SuperChat, it is $9.99. I also offer a full reading, which consists of 10 cards, and that can be 1 question standing on its own, or it can be split into 2 5-card questions. That is $14.14 unless you need to use SuperChat, in which it is $20.20. And then I also have my expanded reading, which is 15 cards, and we go real deep there. I highly recommend that. Very comprehensive. That is also one in which we can just answer 1 question with 15 cards, or we can split it into 2, 1 10-card reading, 1 5-card reading, or 3 5-card mini readings. It's entirely up to you. It's your reading, your choice. And that is $21.21 unless you need to use SuperChat, in which it is $29.29. But I'm also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who are no longer with us. If that is something that you are interested in, please let me know before sending your donation, just so I can make sure that they are indeed able to communicate. I'm able to communicate with them. I need to know their name, their date of birth, their date of passing, and their relation to you. It's super duper helpful if you can provide me with a photograph, but it's not mandatory. But it does really help me. So if that is something that you are interested in, please let me know. And that is $35.35 unless you need to use SuperChat, in which is $50.50. Hi, Juliet. How are you doing, love? Good to see you. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day. It's that middle of the week. Hope you're doing great. Hope the weather's nice where you are. I yes, today's been good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, it's been a solid day. No complaints. No complaints this far. And I also offer, as I mentioned earlier, I answer a lot of romance questions, a lot of questions pertaining to matters of the heart. Highly recommend my soulmate confirmation reading, especially for someone who you are currently involved with, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in a romantic context either. And we just received a donation from Miss Juliet. Thank you so much, Juliet, for your donation, love. Were you interested um, in one reading, or did you have two questions? Just one. You got it, love. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. A reading between Israel and I. Okay, the love reading. Yes. We can absolutely do that. Yes, this is the thoughts, feelings, and intentions spread. If anyone else is interested, it's at no additional donation amount. And it's, as you'll see, it's really thorough and comprehensive. It will tell you what their current thoughts, feelings, and intentions are towards you. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Israel's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Israel's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Israel's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Israel's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Israel's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Israel's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Israel's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Israel's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Israel's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Israel's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Israel's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Israel's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Israel's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Israel's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Israel's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Ah, these are all over the place. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Page of Wands reversed. Six of Pentacles. Queen of Cups reversed. Justice. Seven of Wands reversed, the Fool reversed, Death reversed, Queen of Swords reversed, Page of Swords reversed, and Five of Pentacles. Okay. These are definitely some heavy energies here. We'll start with your current general energies. And of course, as always, let me know if this is resonating with you. We have this Page of Wands reversed and the Fool reversed. That's telling me that you're feeling, it's not that you've lost, you haven't lost feelings for him, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I get the sense that you're feeling like this is dragging on and you're not getting any clarity or any answers that you're wanting to see here. And then paired with the Fool reversed, very similar energy, feeling like things are like he's dragging his feet, like the energy is dull, stagnant, fear of a lack of commitment, and Page of Wands reversed is a fear of someone having a failure to commit as well. Losing hope, kind of, sort of. How long have you guys been? Is this like a situationship? I know I've read for you and him before, but I forget the context in which you guys are connected at this time. His general energies, we have the Seven of Wands reversed and the Five of Pentacles here. Yeah, this a month now. Okay. And do you guys talk regularly, or do you feel his energies have pulled back? Did you guys used to talk more regularly? Because his Seven of Wands reversed is very much an energy of giving up, no longer putting the energy and time and efforts into something that someone once was putting their time and energy into more. Then paired with this Five, sporadically, we spoke more frequently. Sporadically, that's one of my favorite words. I learned that from Clueless when I was a little girl. Sporadically. Okay, so you did speak more frequently. Yeah, that was the energy I was getting with the Seven of Wands reverse. Like, it's not completely gone, but he is retracting energies. Hey, E, how are you doing? But then paired with this Five of Pentacles here, Five of Pentacles, I don't know how well you know, we're supposed to meet tonight. Did he, I don't know what time zone you're on. Are you guys still, is it still like gonna happen, or did he not hang out with you? Clearly, what time is it? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Jet lagged from Passover trip. Oh, cool. Where'd you go for Passover? I went to a dope Seder last night, yo. Wouldn't know. Haven't heard back. Okay. So we didn't set a time. Okay. Yeah. Five of Pentacles. Of course, I'm going to be completely honest with you, love. Five of Pentacles is not a good sign. Not a good sign. It's often a sign of pulling away, separation. Oh, Toronto. Oh, very cool. Very cool seeing the fam. Yeah, this Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is often indicative of, if not something coming to an end. Five of Pentacles is isolation, loneliness, separation, separating oneself from a situation. Last night was not an official Seder night. Well, it was at my temple, so yeah, that's what it was. His thoughts towards you, we have, interesting, we have the Five of Pentacles, then we jump to the Six right here. His thoughts towards you, we have the Six of Pentacles and Death reversed. And I always, actually, I was talking to my doctor earlier, and I even said, I was talking about a work situation that I'm in right now. I'm just looking for a Six of Pentacles, like a reciprocity situation here. I don't think she knows much about tarot, but it just came out of my mouth. I'm like, I just want equal balance here. And this Six of Pentacles with this Death reversed, with his thoughts towards you, this is where I see that he hasn't fully pulled away. He's still investing some of his time, some of his energy into this connection with you, but he also thinks that this feels stagnant. But I also feel like he's more in the driver's seat when it comes to that. I'm not saying that he's intentionally dragging his feet or trying to make this feel stagnant in some way. I just feel like timing is different for the two of you. I feel like communication, like the way he communicates is different from your method of communicating. And I'll be honest, I feel like the way that he communicates and the way that he plans and the way that he operates is not very consistent. It's not very, it doesn't, let's just say it doesn't reek of intentions of commitment. Yeah, I don't think he's okay right now. He's inconsistent and he isn't reassuring. Yeah, like you're constantly having to question where he's at. Not so much physically, possibly physically, but emotionally, it's like where, I don't know where he stands. Did you say he was a Scorpio? Is he a Scorpio, did you say? His feelings, we have the Queen of Cups reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed. You said, I don't think he's okay right now. That could definitely have something to do with his behavior. But specifically asking what his thoughts, feelings, and intentions are towards you. When it comes to his feelings, we have the Queen of Cups reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed. This to me feels like he's a Sagittarius. Okay, this to me feels like a man who, and I may have read this in the past, correct me if I'm wrong, but I get the sense that it's I don't get F-boy energy from him necessarily, but I do get the sense that it's very hard for him to commit, and a big reason for that is he's been very hurt in the past. To that, I always say, well, who hasn't? If you've ever been in a relationship, if you've started dating, if you've ever been on a date, ever had a boyfriend or girlfriend, you've likely been hurt. And it really, I think it happened either somewhat recently or very, very young in a rather traumatic way, in a heavy way. And his emotional availability is like null with this Queen of Cups reversed. Like and that's not to say he doesn't like you, he doesn't have feelings for you, but this is where he's at. Yes, very woe is, yes, precisely, girl. Yes, that's a really good way of putting it. I do get some feelings of depressive energy, not chronic depression, but like almost like every day is like, oh, every day is like the worst day of my life. Like, I don't know, he's not, he's a bit of a drama queen about things. And so he's afraid to fall. He's afraid he's not emotionally vulnerable enough to allow himself to fall. Yeah, Queen of Cups reversed, Queen of Swords reversed. This is due to something from his past. Yeah. It's definitely, because Queen of Swords reversed is bitterness about the past. You guys have only known each other for a month. You haven't hurt him. You guys haven't, maybe I don't even think you guys have gotten into like an argument. It's not at that, you guys aren't really at that stage in your connection. I hate to put it that way, that arguments are inevitable in relationships, but low key, even in friendships. But this connection between you and him, I when I saw this Queen of Swords reversed, I'm like, that's not. I don't think that's Juliet. Yes, his cup. He does not have a cup of love available due to him not being healed and over whatever this woman did to him in the past. And yeah, I have reason to believe that it wasn't recent. I think this happened to him maybe 5 years ago, possibly more. And he's just operated from he's created this internalized structure. And I've seen this with other dudes and women too, but women kind of do it differently. A lot of women just swear off love completely for like a year after they've gotten their heart broken. A lot of men will continue to date. They don't swear love off, but without boundaries, without constrictions, without confinements, without being bound, because they feel that that will prevent them from getting hurt. Sure, maybe it will. Not likely, but maybe it will. But it also won't bring love to fruition, won't bring love to his life. I feel like he wants the convenience of romance without putting in the work. And his intentions towards you, we have Justice and the Page of Swords reversed. He does not want to hurt you. He doesn't want to do wrong by you. But he also recognizes that there's an imbalance here. And where I see the imbalance is possibly your affections for him may be stronger than his for you, but I actually see it more in your energies in general towards him. The amount of time that you give to him, even if it's just in your thoughts. He occupies a lot of space right now in your mind, and he doesn't have that space. He sees that space in you, and he doesn't have that space within him to. So sorry, he just called. He did. What did he say? Did he confirm plans for this evening? Yeah, he's recognizing an imbalance that he doesn't want to do wrong by you. He doesn't want to, I don't want to say take and take and take and take, but it's difficult for him to, which shows a certain level of emotional maturity. It's difficult for him to not put in an equal balance of energies and affections, which he's incapable of doing, at least at this time. And I think he's been incapable of this for a while. With this Page of Swords reversed, yeah, this is definitely, it's like he's created this system in his mind that he feels is protected. Yeah, he called and was like, I feel like I need to see you. I owe you that. See, no, sorry, that sounded so rude. See, no, but you see what I mean there? Like he feels like he owes you one. Like it doesn't. It's nice that he feels like he owes you one, because that comes from a place. Or it's nice that he feels it because it comes from a place of observance that you're putting in more than he is, but it's problematic because it's not coming from a genuine sense of I need to rectify like I need to keep consistent balance. Oh no it was I thought you sorry I thought you meant he wasn't rude. I was like, no, I don't think he was being rude to you. I don't think saying that is rude. I feel like I need to see you. I owe you that. I don't think that's rude. You were talking about me. Were you talking about me? Anyway, yeah. Oh yeah. I just didn't want to sound like I know it all. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing is that he does genuinely like you. It's just this lack of space in him. He does have some space for romance in his life, absolutely. But is his cup of love as big as yours? No, it's not. And he sees that. He sees it. He feels it, and it doesn't sit well with him. Um, he feels badly. I don't see guilt here, but I do get energies of like taking accountability, like needing to take accountability, which is again very emotionally mature and aware. I'll give him that. That is, I would say aware, but it, yeah, it goes back to what I was saying is so long as him seeing you is coming from a place of I want to see Juliet, not I need to see Juliet because I owe her. You know what I mean? I'm putting myself in your shoes right now. And if a dude I was seeing said that to me, and I had been observing some changes in his behavior, I would likely I would likely still see him. Like you're probably still going to see him tonight, right? I'm guessing. At least to get some to gain some clarity on things. And but I would would it sit with me right 100%? Probably not. Like it's not rude and he's not being mean by any stretch of the imagination. It's just he's emotionally unavailable. Um, not 100%, but like he's like 90%. I don't know. I'm bad at math, but I'd say he's about 10 to 20% emotionally available. But there's a lot where he does have the potential to be emotionally available, but he's put up these walls. He's put up these boundaries, and which we should all have. But sometimes boundaries can turn to walls that block us and prevent us from having wonderful things in our lives, like love and affection. Um, I can tell. I can tell you really do like him. I don't really think we'll go far unless something changes. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Because you guys have both got to be on the same page, and if you're feeling the way you're feeling now, this early on, not really a good sign. The beginning's supposed to be, the lavender haze, the honeymoon phase. Shouldn't feel like an obligation. Um, and I have no doubt that he really likes you as well. Um, and he knows that you deserve what you're giving, and he's not giving it to you. And it's possible he could change. It's possible he could turn a new leaf. But I do feel like a strong sense of like rigidness in him and stubbornness. I feel like he's been in this mindset for a while. Which again is not to say that he'll be this way forever. But it could also mean that you might be waiting for a while too. Yeah, girl. Yep. I hear you. I hear you. I'm in a similar pickle myself right now, and it's like, dude, like, all right, but I'm not gonna hold my breath, yo. Like, I might be gone by the time you make some kind of decision or change. You know what I mean? He's being so rigid. Yeah, and that's precisely what I mean is when someone's so rigid like that, like he really thinks he's got it. I think he really thinks he's got it like all figured out here. And he really doesn't. He's selling himself short. But it makes him feel safe. makes him feel comfortable. He's not brave enough to get out of his comfort zone. I think, and that's that Page of Swords reversed too, with his intentions, like that justice. He called you up and said, I owe it to you to see you. Justice, trying to meet you halfway, trying to restore some kind of balance that he feels he owes you, but at the same time, he's like stuck in this loop he's created, and cutting himself short. And the woe is me thing. Page of Swords is not a happy person, and they often feel like they've got it figured out, but when it's reversed, it's like, okay, they think they have it figured out, but I just think the more we spend time, the more rigid he'll become. Yes, yeah, that I can absolutely see that. Girl, we are in very similar situations. This is very interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of making that judgment call too. Like, will they loosen up or will they become more rigid? And my mind is saying, girl, he'll likely be more rigid. My heart is saying, oh, well, maybe he'll soften. But so I'm kind of in a battle myself here. Like, you're so on point. First thing he said on the phone was, I had such a long day. Yeah. And it's like, okay, who didn't have a long day? Or how about, hey, Juliet, how was your day? Like, we have amazing compatibility and chemistry, and to be honest, that always made men more scared. Yeah, sometimes it does. Not always. I don't think compatibility and chemistry makes every man scared, but it makes certain men scared. Emotionally unavailable men scared, and he's one of them. Again, he's not 100% emotionally unavailable, but he is largely. And that's why I keep on saying, like, I see that he has feelings for you. I see he likes you. Because he wouldn't be acknowledging this if he didn't. I don't think. He's fearing something he's acknowledged. I freaking hate that, girl. I've been there, and yeah, it's the emotional. It's not every guy. But if they can't meet you halfway, even they should meet you all the way. But if they can't even meet you halfway, it's really tough. So, but are you still gonna see each other tonight? Do you guys have like a time and a place? That's a really interesting observation. You have amazing compatibility and chemistry, and to be honest, that always makes men more scared. I've noticed that. Not, of course. Again, I don't believe all men are that way. But yeah, a lot of men, it can overwhelm them. No time, place, but he reassured me we'll see each other. Huh. Well, it's already almost 6 o'clock on the West Coast. I don't know where you are. I'm hoping you're on the West Coast because that'd be really late. Depending on what you guys are doing. I don't know what you guys are, if you're going out or whatever, having a night in. But yeah, I hope you can get. I hope some kind of clarity, a little bit of clarity tonight from him in the situation. Clarity within yourself too, and how to move forward. That's the toughest part. We're in ATL and he's a night owl. Oh, okay. Okay. Do you have work in the morning? Is he taking that into account? Your time? Are you a night owl? I'm a night owl. This point unexpected. I'll just use him as a good time. No, I don't want. Okay. I've gone that route too. Like, life is short. Have a good time. And the older I get, I will say that it does get a bit easier if I can stay grounded, like really stay grounded and not fantasize about anything else. But also, sometimes it can be hard to determine, the more time you spend with someone, like, will my feelings grow? Will it be impossible for me to not still want something more? Will I be satisfied not having what I want from him? And this one too, this is another one I had to take into, because we're in a very similar situation. If he suddenly had a change in his way of operating and met another lady and went off with her, how would you feel? If it's, or say you're with him, you guys are just, together for like 6 months or a year, and it's lightweight and you're having fun, and then he finally changes like 5 years down the road, and that's one thing. But if he changes, like, flips a switch like pretty soon, I would be, at this point, he'll be a placeholder. That's a good way of looking at it, at him as a placeholder. Yeah. But it also requires, as I'm sure you know, you're very smart. It does require serious, like, daily grounding, and because it can be hard to not get swept up when we have feelings for someone, because you said you like him a lot, and I don't want to say I hope the more time you guys spend together, maybe you'll just not like him as much. I don't want to say that, but maybe there will be factors about him that you haven't seen yet that might give you the ick. Possibly, that's also a possibility. When we know each other or been talking to each other for months. Yes, daily grounding and distractions. Yeah, and also not having him be the only one, I think, is also important. To also keep your eyes open for other options. Don't act as though you guys are bound in any way. Yeah. Maybe that's what you mean by distractions. That's what I've been. Yeah. That's. Yep, distractions. Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, that's what you meant by distractions. Yes. Okay, not ice cream and television. Okay, gotcha, girl. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yep. You get it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I wish you the very best moving forward. Of course. Um, and of course, I hope that he can turn a new leaf somehow. Have a hangman moment and see the situation in his life from a different perspective, because he's selling himself short, and I have reason to believe he sold himself short. This isn't the first time. Like, I feel like he's been doing it for a while. You're so welcome, Juliet. Thank you, love. Much love and light to you, and you have if you see each other tonight, have a wonderful time. Tell him I say hi. No, I'm just kidding. My tarot reader said hello now. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful time, and I just and I hope you guys both gain more clarity. Thank you again, love. All right. So the donation queue is open. Oh my goodness, shoot. Oh, I feel like such a jerk. I told my friend I was going to do. My friend has this online book club every Thursday at 6. And I told him last week I was going to do my very best to attend this week. And here we are at 5:59. I definitely owe him ice cream. I feel really badly. He like got me a book. He got me the book and everything. It's just sweetie. So I also offer. I mentioned my off menu, my special menu readings. I mentioned that I am a psychic medium. I do mediumship readings. I highly recommend soulmate confirmation readings, especially for matters of the heart. Even though soulmates come in many different shapes and sizes, all different types, and we oftentimes have many soulmates depending on how old of the soul we are. Excuse me. And the way that the reading works is we directly ask your angels, messengers, and spirit guides if the person who is on your mind is a soulmate of yours. And if the answer is yes, they will explain why. If the answer is no, they will explain why not. Alternatively, we can also ask your spirit guides if they give their divine blessing towards this connection, towards this person in your life. Which can be difficult to acquire, I will say. But when you do get Spirit's blessing, it is definitely not something to be taken lightly. They only want the very, very best for us, and so yeah, if you get Spirit's blessing for someone in your life, definitely take it seriously. And I need to hydrate with my coconut water. Yeah, so soulmate confirmation readings, I definitely recommend those, particularly if there's someone who you're currently seeing and are seeing, development and growth, but are still curious about things. I also offer past life regression readings. I have been studying past life regression therapy since I was a child. I have regressed others. I have been regressed through meditation. And about 2 years into my professional tarot practice, I discovered that I was channeling people's past lives through tarot. I discovered that tarot was a modality for me to access that ability that I have. So I now offer those. I started offering those maybe 3 years ago. And those can be asked really with any intention. It doesn't just have to be for the intention of what, please illustrate a past life of mine that's the most helpful to my life now, or that's the most similar to my life now. It could be illustrate the past life of mine that was the most vastly different from my life at this point. We can ask for an illustration of your soul's favorite past life, your soul's least favorite past life, the least fortunate one, the most fortunate one. There's no limit, no limitation to the intentions behind the past life regression readings. And they are always they're endlessly fascinating. I've yet to do a past life regression reading that was not utterly fascinating. One moment here. And yes, past life regression readings, those are $19.19 if you donate using Venmo, Cashapp, or PayPal. And if you need to use SuperChat, they are $27.27. As I mentioned earlier, I answer a lot of romance questions, a lot of questions pertaining to matters of the heart, pertaining to interpersonal connections. They don't necessarily have to be amorous. I've done a lot of my clients call it the OG love reading. I call it the TFI reading, both names are a bit silly, but it's what we have. But yeah, the TFI reading, it doesn't have to be just for a romantic partner. I've done TFI readings for people's coworkers, neighbors, family, friends, pets. And it essentially answers not just 3 but 5 questions in one. It can be done with a mini reading, a full reading, or an extended reading. And it consists of 5 columns: their thoughts towards you, their current feelings towards you, and their current intentions towards you, in addition to their current general energies towards the connection and your current general energies towards the connection. And so yeah, it essentially answers 5 questions in one. Not a lot of readers do that, but I do. Yeah, I developed this spread shortly before I started this channel, started reading tarot professionally. And I love it. It's so concise and comprehensive. I just did one for Lovely Juliet. And as I mentioned, it can be done with 5, 10, or 15 cards. I also offer private readings. I offer 2 different types of private readings. I offer them by appointment only, and those can be scheduled over email, or you can message me on my Instagram, of which y'all should all go follow. Just send me a DM and we can schedule it. And that is done, those are done over Zoom. So it's everything you're seeing here. You're seeing the cards, you see me, you hear me. There's no limit to the number of questions I can answer for you. There's no limit to the number of cards I can pull for you. I mean, I highly recommend y'all get a private reading with me at least once. It helps me understand you more, helps you understand me more as a reader, as a person. And I highly recommend it for people who are going through something particularly complex. As I mentioned, we can answer multiple questions. If we need to extend our time session, we usually can. I haven't had issues with that in the past. And it's also convenient. It's on your time, your schedule, and it is also private. It offers you privacy and discretion that a YouTube live stream just can't. And also, we're talking. We can talk back and forth. You don't have to type to me. I hear you. You can give me all the context and backstory that you feel is necessary. And then the second type of private reading that I offer is at no additional donation amount. Just send me your donation with your question, and I can read for you within a matter of usually 1 to 3 hours. At the very latest, 24 hours. I don't think it's ever taken me that long, though. I always have a deck of cards on me, and, well, unless I'm not at work, but if I'm traveling or at home, I almost always have a deck of cards. And, again, those are at no additional donation amount, and I read those via voice memos, over DMs on Instagram, or typed over email. And, again, it offers privacy, discretion, and convenience. If you have a question that you need me to answer and you don't see me online for whatever reason, just send me your donation with your question, and I am more than happy to take care of you. So the donation queue is currently open, so whoever donates next will be read for next. Thank you so very much. And we just received a donation from Miss Shateria. Hey girl, hey! How are you doing? Let me go ahead and add you. Hey love! Happy Wednesday to you. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. It was a beautiful day today. No complaints. I don't know if spring has sprung where you are, but I hope it has. So tell me, well, maybe your question doesn't have to do with Jay, but what is on your mind, love? So I recently liked a picture that JB was in. Did he see that I had liked the picture on Facebook? Okay. Let's see here. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. Did JB see that Shateria liked his picture on Facebook? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. Did JB see that Shateria liked the picture he was in on Facebook? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. Did JB see that Shateria liked the picture he was in on Facebook? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. Did JB see that Shateria liked the picture he was in on Facebook? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. Did JB see that Shateria liked the picture he was in on Facebook? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. Did JB see that Shateria liked the picture he was in on Facebook? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. Did JB see that Shateria liked the picture of him within it on Facebook? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. Did JB see that Shateria liked the picture of him on Facebook within it? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. Did JB see that Shateria liked the picture of JB on Facebook? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. Did JB see that Shateria liked the picture he was in on Facebook? Okay, let's see here. The Sun reversed, 9 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, King of Swords reversed, and 6 of Wands reversed. I don't think he did. I actually don't think he did, and I'll get into... You feel like he did? I feel like he didn't, and I'll explain why. Starting with the Sun reversed card, the Sun is truth. The Sun is truth, is seeing the truth, seeing the light, seeing something, being cognizant and aware of something. When I'm seeing it in its reverse position, this is telling me that there's a lack of awareness. And I don't know how often he goes on Facebook, how deeply he goes on there. We have this 5 of Pentacles right here in the center. This is telling me, 5 of Pentacles is a card of isolation. alienation, and there's and this is where I'm calling into question how often he goes on Facebook. I don't know if you're able to tell on Facebook. I think I told you I haven't been on there in like 15 years. But yeah, Five of Pentacles is definitely a card of usually self-isolation. And that doesn't necessarily mean like physically isolating oneself. I know I have definitely gone into isolation myself when it comes to social media. Excuse me. I'll take breaks. Sometimes I won't go on for a few days, and I'll miss messages and likes. And it's usually intentional. Like I just not intentional in the sense like I'm not saying he's intentionally like trying to avoid you. I think he's just intentionally trying to not focus on social matters. I also see this here with this King of Swords reversed and the Six of Wands reversed. This King of Swords, the King of Swords is the keeper of knowledge, the keeper of awareness. This is telling me that he's not aware. Six of Wands also being definitely a no card if we're when asking a yes or no question. But then I want to touch upon this Nine of Swords here, because this is where I am seeing that it's not I certainly do not think he's avoiding Facebook, nor do I think he's avoiding you. But I think that with this Nine of Swords, he's got a lot on his plate right now, more than normal. And with this Five of Pentacles right in the center, this is telling me that he is intentionally doing his best to not engage in interpersonal matters that are not like strictly work related right now. He's gone into a really, I don't want to say he's gone into a really serious mode, because he does, he is a very, serious man in regards to his work. But there is a level, the Nine of Swords is anxiety, is fear. And this card shows, when do we have anxiety? When do we have fear? Oftentimes when there's a whole lot of different things going on in our lives. Have you noticed? I know you guys work in the same place. Have you noticed that he's had like more calls or like more work or anything like that? Or do you know if he's like? I don't want to give up his profession, but you know what I mean. Like, have you noticed? Yes, he's very serious about work. That's true. Yes, absolutely. And I've seen this in other readings for him before, and I don't want to say I'm seeing it like directly in this, but I think it does speak to this, that he's not super well versed when it comes to interpersonal connections. He's focused the majority of his energies throughout his life on work, which isn't to say that he's never had a relationship or he's never had a friendship, because he has. But I would also question the depth of his friendships, of relationships he's had in the past. I think he tries to keep things surface level. When it comes, especially if it's something involved in his work, someone involved in his work. Yeah, because and there's certain cards that I would be I feel like I would be seeing here if he was aware. But yeah, I feel like he hasn't been on Facebook in a few days. There was something I was going to add to that in regards to his interpersonal connections with people. Like it's not that he doesn't have depth or the ability for or capability for depth, and being vulnerable and opening up to someone, but it is very, very difficult for him, and I feel like it has been for most of his life, if not all of his life. Um, and these are current energies. This is what's going on right now, and I do sense that since the last time I read for you, his work has ramped up. Which is causing him this stress, this or anxieties, stressors. Um, so he compartmentalizes his life and tries to simplify things. It comes from a place of fear, too. Duh, fear, Nine of Swords. Yeah, it comes from a place of fear. He's finding it difficult to juggle everything in his life right now, and the idea of entertaining interpersonal connections is really difficult for him. He's been hurt before, so I get it. Yeah, yeah. It's interesting. I did a reading for someone earlier. It was somewhat similar. And to that, I will say, yeah, I definitely sense a wounded person here. But I don't know how old he is, and you don't have to tell me, but we've all been hurt. You know, we've all been hurt. And the way that I see a lot of men deal with that, not all men, some men just dust the dirt off their shoulders and get right back on up and move on. But the way that I see a lot of men deal with this is they either remove themselves from romance completely, or they keep things very surface level. Not all men who've been hurt, obviously not all, or women who have been hurt, but I don't think he's had a lot of experience. I really don't. And I think I've mentioned that too. He's in his 40s. Yeah, I don't think he's had a lot of romantic experience at all. Probably very few romantic experiences. And with that being said, yeah, being in his 40s and having very few romantic, and from what I can gather, definitely I'm sensing a man who's had very few romantic endeavors in his life. If you're not used to doing something on a regular basis, like dating, romantic relationships, etc., even friendships, the longer you keep yourself away from it out of fear, this Nine of Swords, or insecurity, we've seen that come up too. Often the harder it is to get back out there. Not, and I don't mean get like he's looking to get back out there, but I mean like to, excuse me, to navigate interpersonal connections, whether they be of a romantic or a platonic nature. Like I don't think he has many friends even. I would wager he probably has some colleagues, maybe friends from school, but again, I feel like he keeps them pretty surface level. Also in an effort to not get hurt, but also in an effort to focus on his work and his life's dream, his legacy. But the thing about that is we can't prevent ourselves from getting hurt in love. We can't prevent ourselves from getting hurt, period. Girl, I tripped on Friday and I almost busted my knee. I'm so glad I didn't. I mean, I was bleeding everywhere. The skin busted. But that's an example. Like, if you walk, you might trip. if you get in your car, you might crash it. And that sucks. But if we never go forth in any, if we never go forth in any direction, then we're just stuck sitting around. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from him is he's so scared of getting hurt. He's a loner. I get that vibe. For sure. I get that vibe. Yeah. Not many friends. I don't have many friends either. I mean, it's hard to have many friends. I'd say past the age 25. Because we have work, we have families, we have responsibilities. I feel like he does have some friends. I don't think he talks to them very often. I think it's pretty surface level. But yeah, I do get the sense that he's a loner and is afraid of navigating interpersonal connections. He knows what he's good at. He knows what he knows, and he's really good at it. But then when it comes to, I don't want to say the simpler things of life, but like the things that all of us experience as humans at one point or another, he's not locked in there. I've seen this with, I had a client who was dating a rocket scientist, and I thought she was dating like a 14-year-old dude. Like the guy had no sense of like how to court, how to date. Incredibly awkward. Poor guy. Seemed like a total sweetheart, as I'm sure Jay is. But just very insecure when it comes to that. And so afraid of getting hurt that they create boundaries that they think are going to protect them. But what it's really doing is creating a wall. It creates a wall that prevents them from enjoying just the regular pleasures of the human existence. Friendship, love, connection, community. I feel like, I don't know if he goes to church or if he's religious or anything, but I feel like he's lacking in community beyond work as well. Do I think he's happy with that? No, he doesn't strike me as a very happy person either. We've never asked that, but the energy I get is a bit of someone not depressed, and not like woe is me, but definitely sensitive, and fearful, and I almost tripped again, girl. Actually, last night, I'm like, is this my shoes or what? Just like the tiniest little curb. I'm like, do I just need to stop walking? I'll never. No, nothing's gonna stop me. You know what I mean? But I can walk careful. I can try and walk more carefully, observe how I walk, look at the floor all the time, which I thought I already did. When it comes to love and relationships, speaking specifically with Jay and other people, specifically with Jay, there's no way to absolutely prevent pain in romance. There's just no way. And that's the wisdom of the Fool card, is taking that leap of faith, taking that chance. I have some clients that won't date someone unless they get the green light from me saying that they won't get hurt. And I tell them every time, like, I can't, if I was able to guarantee people that they would never get hurt in romance, or that this person will hurt you, but this one will never hurt you, I'd be a gajillionaire. Like, there's no way to predict that. There's no way to predict that you'll never get hurt or you will get hurt. Not you, you know that, but I'm talking about with Jay. I'm presuming he's a rather logical fellow, especially with that King of Swords there, and just based on what he does for a living. And so he's trying to find logic in a place where there isn't much logic. There's not a whole lot of logic to love. It's chance, chemistry, coincidence, fate. Not a whole lot of logic though. So I think that's where it gets tricky for folks like that to navigate. I don't want to say simple things because love is complicated, but love. Everybody's entitled to love in this world. It doesn't matter who you are, what place you stand in life, or what you do, or anything. Everyone has that chance and possibility. And yeah, like I told my last client, I see someone selling themselves short. I mean, obviously not professionally. He's doing a great job. He's killing it. But he's not living his life. I mean, he is. He's saving them. He's taking care of other lives. And he takes care of himself. I get that. Like, that's the thing. I don't see like a depressed man that doesn't take care of himself or anything. It's just I see someone who's very stuck in their ways, who's used to doing things a certain way for a very long time, and we all hate stepping out of our comfort zones, but he really hates it. He's really terrified of it because he's found success in his life in the way that he found it, and he did everything that he needed to do, and he got the success. But there's no book of love, there's no like instruction manual on like how to be successful in love, which if there was, he would likely be nose deep in that book. I think he's looking for logic where there isn't logic, and that's why I think that King of Swords is reversed too. Yeah, it is so complicated. The whole situation. But the more I think about it, and the more we analyze it, the more it's starting to make sense to me. In terms of how he's operating, do I think that that it makes sense? Like, no, it's not going to serve him. But that's something he's going to have to realize. Yeah, no, I definitely get loner vibes from him. Yeah, damn, girl. And he definitely saw your message. That I definitely saw. But I think he's just overwhelmed right now, staying away from social media. But yeah, no, that is what I'm seeing for you, love. Thank you so much, girl. I appreciate you, and I hope I brought you some clarity there. Yeah, that was a lot of psychological analysis there, but yeah, no, I have seen similar situations, or similar types of folks in similar situations. You're so welcome. You are so welcome, girl. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. Okay. So I have been on for 1 hour and 59 minutes. So it's going to be that time soon. If you have a question that you would like me to answer for you tonight, I would love to do so. I will not be on tomorrow night. What do I need to take care of tomorrow? If I do, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be on tomorrow. I might be on Friday, but I will likely not be on tomorrow. So I highly suggest, if you do have a question, to ask it tonight. All right, so yeah, it is that time of night. Last call, everybody, for any and all donations. If you've got a question that's on your mind that you would like me to answer for you, I highly suggest going for it now, because, as I said, I don't know when I will be on next. But also, with that being said, you guys know I do private readings as well. If you don't see me online, and if you want to book a one-on-one session with me, please email me or send me a DM over Instagram and we can schedule that. Last call tonight. Last call, everybody, for any and all donations. Thank you very much. Last call, everybody. Last call tonight. Thank you very much. Last call tonight. Last call for any and all donations. Thank you. Last call, everybody, tonight for all donations. Thank you. Got another minute if you would like a reading on this live stream this evening. Thank you. Last call tonight. Thank you very much. Alright, looks like everyone is happy and taken care of. As I mentioned, I don't think I will be on tomorrow. I'll see what I can do on Friday, but I always take private readings. Thank you all so very much. Much love and light to you, and I will see you again soon.